Hello everyone, it is Chinsia from the Personal Philosophy Project, a place where I discuss all things personal finance, productivity and personal development from the perspective of a normal, non-multimillionaire, self-employed person who's just trying to figure it all out still. If you are interested in relatable and realistic discussions about these types of things, then please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell, because I'm here for you every week. Also, if you're one of my lovely regulars, hi, how are you? Please consider liking this video and joining in the conversation in the comments down below, because I love hearing from you. It makes my day. And I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, it is my third year of no-buy, which means new rules, technically, kind of, not always. Here we go. Some people have asked me why I bother reiterating my no-buy year, the idea of making a New Year's resolution when it should just be a lifestyle. And that's valid, I understand. I don't go into every year saying I'm going to be vegan this year, because I've been vegan for like over 6 years now. It's not something that I go into every year. But I think when there comes a shift in the new year, the new reflections, annual reflections on one's values is always quite worthy to undergo. Everything changes, things change all the time, and ensuring that your values are reflected in your goals is, you know, tip top. So with my no-buy year, I like to reflect on what I've learned, where I think I may need to change rules, where I may need to add some, take some away, etc. So it's not a blanket statement going into the new year, new rules, etc. Also, my life is changing drastically this year. Everything's changing financially, everything. So which means I have to change my goals when it comes to no-buy, because things are changing. So if you're not familiar with no-buy year, I have a whole playlist dedicated to the subject. No-buy years focus on eliminating certain areas in which you invest your money in, whereas a low-buy year allows you to have access to all areas of consumerist consumption, however within the limit. The best way to look at a no-buy year is looking at the categories in which I am allowed to buy. So if we're looking at things that I am allowed to buy, we are looking at the fundamentals like food, shelter, internet access, donations to charities. I'm upping those this year because I want to. I'm emotionally invested into far too many dog charities right now to choose between them. They're all getting my money. And replacements for things like shampoo, toothpaste, makeup when I run out of it. Not new makeup, but makeup once I run out, rather than having like 1,000 lipsticks of all different colours. And the same with skincare, sun cream, etc. So those are things I am allowed to buy. However, there are caveats within these realms which need to be emphasized so people don't realize that certain things are off limits. Two things that I've taken off my allowance list. One, I used to be allowed to go to coffee every week to socialize with friends. Obviously that didn't really happen during COVID. We weren't going out weekly, that's for sure. I was also allowed a monthly meal out, like date night, and I'm erasing both of these things. So I'm not allowed to go to a coffee every week. I can have a coffee a month, and I'm not having eat out dinners. No books. I have enough books. Books with books, I've got too many. No, can you ever have too many? No, not for me. But I'm not allowed to buy any more books. Things that I'm also actually cutting down on are gifts. I spent a lot of money on gifts last year, and whilst I don't regret any of it, I have too high a monthly tally to allow myself to spend on gifts. So I'm cutting that tally down. Like this month, I paid for the giveaway prices. So 2 people won the giveaway. Here are their names, Katie and Pip. They both won the giveaway. So the money that I spent on their books to order their books is the money that went for gifts this month. So I'm cutting my gift limit down. Another thing I'm dropping, which I technically dropped in March, is the gym. I don't need gym access anymore. I'm fine working outside. I'm fine working at home. Absolutely fine. Body weights, the weights that I have. I can't do very heavy big lifts anymore, obviously with squats, because I don't have a bar rack. I could potentially invest in a bar rack if I allowed myself to do so within the exercise realm of my investments. However, I'm not going to be someone who is really a bodybuilder. I can squat 45k pretty safely, and I think that's basically as far as I'll allow myself to go, because then I'd have to invest in a bar rack, and like, do I really need to invest in a bar rack? I'm fine maintaining my strength at the moment, so it's fine. Unless I'm really pushed, but I doubt it. So I think I'm good for exercise, gym, all that jazz. Other things I can't buy are convenience store foods, and when I'm out and about you have to bring your own lunch or you don't. I say I'm out and about. When am I out and about during, even pre-COVID? When was I ever out and about? I was never. No apps, accessories. I'm using the freest options I can find for things. I'm not buying into like productivity apps and investing in those. No, thank you. It's a cute little timer that grows flour for me. I don't need to pay any more money into that. Like, it just does the job. That's all I need it to do. Thank you very much. But before I get into more of my rules, I'd like to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next step in their personal and professional journeys. And what a better time than any time than January to set up a brand new free trial to Skillshare's premium membership, because this is the time where we all want to explore a newness in our lives. Most of us are back into a lockdown. Why not try something new? Skillshare's classes have so much to offer, from embroidery to art to self-care to minimalism to productivity, personal financing, freelancing. I got very excited this year because Thomas Frank of YouTube has just uploaded his new video, which is Productivity for Creatives, Build a System that Brings Out Your Best. And if you're someone who, like me, is doing a no-buy year but you'd like to try out Skillshare, then the first 1,000 followers who click the link down below in the description gets a free trial to Skillshare's premium membership. And after that, Skillshare is less than $10 a month. But thank you very much for Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and thank you to all of you who use my link down below. This is a weird one, and you're probably going to think, why is this? But upon reflection of my expenses, I'm banning myself from buying peanut butter this year. Now, I started this back in August because I was doing the numbers back in August, because that's when I did my taxes. It was August when I did my taxes, and I saw how much I spent on peanut butter, and I was spending like £30 a month on peanut butter. That's a lot. That's over £300 a year on peanut butter. I can do without that. And I know what you're going to say, make your own. I'd rather not. Like, it's just so messy. I don't want to spend that time. I'm too lazy. So I'd rather just like save the money entirely and cut peanut butter out of my life. And I have done since August, and I'm fine. Seriously, look at some of the things like the snacks that you invest in and you don't really take into consideration how much you're spending on it. Because when you look at the figures, you're like, oh my god. Obviously, another thing I'm not allowed to buy is stationery. I am still, after like nearly my third year of no-buy, I am still on the same pens that I started basically with. I've gone through very few pens. This is my Julius Caesar pen holder, by the way. So yeah, I'm using pens that I got given for free in Freshers Week. How old am I? 29? Minus when I was 10 years ago. These pens are 10 years old, from like Freshers Weeks, events, things that I picked up in the free little bag that they give you in any kind of university event. I clearly don't need any pens. I am fine. I am looking forward to the day where I'm like, I need new pens. I am completely out of pens. That's going to be an exciting, monumental day. I've got so many bullet point notebooks, like little dot notebooks. I'm very grateful that people gave me them because I use them for so many different things that they're never not used, but not buying them. Obviously, I don't need them, including, controversial, new journal. I'm not going to buy a new journal this year. I'm going to start seeing if I can just start making my own spreadly journal for weekly and daily, because at the moment I want to kind of twist how I'm organising my stuff, particularly with new things happening this year. I need to rearrange everything, and my current planner, my Clever Flocks planner, isn't going to be big enough space in a day for me to document everything that I need to do, but also I don't want too much space. So I'm thinking of finishing this planner and not investing in another Clever Flocks planner, just using dot bullet journal notebooks and organising my spreads by hand. Be more timely. I admit it will be more time consuming, but I think it will be worth it if I get into a rhythm of doing that. So another thing I'm not investing in are new planners, particularly when I run out, but I'm not running out of that planner until June of this year, so I'm fine. And other little things, like obviously I'm not buying clothes again, obviously I'm not buying jewellery, obviously I'm not going to invest in beauty things. I have these little nail varnishes, little mini ones that my mum got me for Christmas 2 years ago, and I just found them recently and I really like this colour, and they're mini ones for Christmas, so they were kind of Christmassy colours. I'm trying to use them up. I basically used up this one already. I quite like that, so I have some old ones from Christmases a few years ago and they're fine, they're not congealed, so I'm using those up. Maybe I'll treat myself to a new colour once I'm done with the ones that I got given, but I'm fine with these right now, and I don't want to go back to manicures. Obviously, you can see that my nails just break, they're really horrible shapes. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, it's fine. I'm not a hand model, it's fine. But yeah, I empathise so much with everyone this year, whilst, you know, it's scary. You know, we're all financially fudged, most of us, in some way, and we're having to cut things, and it can be upsetting sometimes. Sometimes you think of the things like my food budget has decreased as well, that I'm cutting in every area that I can just to balance everything that's going to happen. You know, it can get you down. I know I felt a bit down already this January, and I get it. You know, going into a no buy year, you can be energizing, but for others it can be a little bit disheartening. If I'm being totally honest, this year it's been more disheartening than it was energizing, primarily because it's getting tighter. Like, I'm having to cut back even more this year just due to everything happening and just changes and finances and whatnot, and realizing that it's more to the wire this year. That's scary, and it can feel like, oh, the only thing I would love to do is go to a bookshop and buy some books. It's gonna be a lot this year. Everything's going to be a lot, and if you're feeling like I'm feeling, or if you're feeling how I was feeling, that's fantastic. Just remember to reflect on your values. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture for doing this. Whatever your bigger picture is, I have mine, you'll have yours. You don't need to share it with anyone. You don't need to share your concerns or worries, and you know, I get it. Sometimes you feel like you have to explain yourself to people. One of the biggest things I've learned from being online for so long is that you don't have to explain yourself. Don't explain, don't complain. You don't have to explain why you're making the decisions that you're making for no buy year, or any cuts that you're making in general, low buy. You just have to do it for the reasons that you know you're doing it for. And if you're doing it with authentic reasons that are valid to you, you just need to remind yourself of those. Even if you have a page at the beginning of your journal or something that you stick on the wall, just to remind you of your values, why you're doing this. Is it for security? Is it for safety? I'm sure I've heard people say that if they use Facebook, there are Facebook groups dedicated to no buy year. So you can join those if you use social media in that degree, but also just keep talking to people. It's already been a bit of a rough January. If you're feeling a bit deflated, it's fine. It doesn't mean that we give up now. Particularly, you know, it's very easy to emotional buy right now. It's very easy to just scrap it and think, what the heck, what's the point in anything anymore? I don't have that time for that energy. Whilst I am leaning towards nihilism, I am a degree of both nihilist and existentialist at the same time. I prefer to be more existentialist. There is no meaning behind anything we do, therefore how wonderful. How wonderful to be liberated and not have to live up to any kind of degree of meaning within the nothingness, and it's but freedom. And that's how I'm choosing to live my life this year. I'm fully embracing my stoic existentialist. I'm not going to let the emotions of the world or anything in my life run me down. I have too much to get on with, and so do you. So if this is your challenge, let's deal with it, no matter how you're feeling. If you're excited, you're a bit daunted, if you're a bit stressed like I am, if you're a bit sad like I am, breathe in, breathe out, we're here together. If doing monthly checks and things like that would be useful to you, please let me know. I was trying to think of some fun videos to do about no buy year throughout the year, but I'm not entirely sure, because you can't really do a video of all the things I didn't buy, can you? It's not like a roundup of all the things I bought this year, all the things I didn't buy this month. An unhaul. Like a very entertaining video. But if there's anything you'd like me to talk about through the process to help you if you're going through your first no buy year, please let me know down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you are happy and healthy, and remember, books save lives, so keep reading.